Alright, so you guys ready to get this started?
You ready, Ryan?
I am good.
Alright, let's go live in 3, 2...
Give me a minute here. I gotta move everybody up.
Alright, going live.
Alright. Good and going.
Alrighty, we are live.
Live as we can be. Snap a clap. Clap the snap.
Snapping the clap. Yeah, look, hand me that. Hand me that.
No.
We're going off the rails.
Already. It's been a long week, man.
Long week. It's only Tuesday. Great.
Alrighty, so now that we've done that, let's a couple of quick announcements. Because we're actually live right now. We're actually doing
live.
Yeah, it was our big announcement. We're doing we're doing a streaming test, and because been doing some work on the Discord server for the studio, and all the various things associated with the studio. Saladin was nice enough to volunteer to do some of the admin on Discord, because I gotta admit I'm a little tech stupid on that, because I didn't realize there was that many settings.
Yeah, there's a lot of different kind of settings.
So It's like, okay, and so yeah, right now it's looking great. We got different roles, we got the different channels, and kind of laying some foundation work for some more shows to do, more things to do. Also, I want to talk about the Facebook page. There's a Scuba Studio Facebook page, which is also called SGC Works. But I also went in there and made a group for Scuba and the Rise, so that people can comment about the shows. We can post up our show notes there, and also have that as an aggregate for all those odds and ends you keep finding.
Yeah, the random articles that just find in the rabbit hole.
Yeah, this is prelude, but this week you found 22 different articles, and obviously we can't talk about them all.
I hit a record number.
And I'm trying to remember my stage presence, so give me a chance to learn this stuff, okay?
Yes.
All that. Was there something I should be seeing? What am I seeing?
Your Discord.
I'm looking at Discord.
What's your private messages?
My private messages. Okay. The question was related to SGC1. Yeah, I was very much. I called it. It was like Steve's Gaming Studio or Scuba's Gaming Studio, Gaming Center, or Gaming Clubhouse. I had like 10 different acronyms.
Acronyms of the acronyms.
Well, I mean, think about it. This has probably been a 4 or 5 year project to try and actually get a studio, start making content to put out, and finally actually getting there. Making it reality. So
the idea sparked in conversation, and then a year later it came live.
Oh yes, and loving how we're progressing so far. All right, so I got derailed again. Damn it.
You're not derailed.
No. Derailed. All right. So yeah. Any other announcements or anything from your perspective, or?
I mean, other than going live to seeing how it works, that's one of the big things. It's another step forward for the podcast.
Oh yes, going live and then posting the VOD later. And that, so yeah, I think we'll just kind of roll through and just kick this off. And I've got to watch that because I can see that out of the corner of my eye.
Ambient down fire.
Yeah, trying to work on this audio quality here. Because we're gonna be in the we're kind of rolling through the woods here, so let's get that out of the way right now.
Rolling through the side.
Thank you to Syrinscape for the backgrounds, the soundboards. Make your gaming session great. Listen to Soundscape.
Listen.
So I got to thank them for that. Get that out. And so, how was your week? We'll just roll right into it. What we did for the last week.
For the last week, it's just pretty much getting back in the groove with school because there was like a little break. Had the midterm, so it was another like mini break once I submitted the midterm. So getting back in the groove of doing schoolwork. But one of the big things I did finish up with a little bit of downtime is one or two of those novels I was working on. Remember I mentioned I was working on a romance story and an inspiration novel.
Mm-hmm.
So a spark hit me and I finished up the inspiration novel.
Sweet.
So now I just need to go back, do some edits, have a couple eyes to certain sections, and hopefully get it out there published.
Nice. Do we want to let our listeners know, or viewers, the people who actually...
The people out there.
people who download it.
Politically correct, the fans.
Yes.
The
fans.
But
SR fans.
yes. SR fans. Yes. But back on track.
Have to work on that, yeah. Studio fans, show fans, yeah.
I'm gonna leave a lot of the stuff related to title and stuff a mystery until I actually get the editing done.
Okay. Well, we can at least maybe look to get your previous published works, links to that on the studio page or whatever.
Oh yeah, like my two other books, Welcome to the Beginning and Anatomy of the Poet, are available on Amazon and all the various ways you can get books and books online.
Yep. Alrighty. Anything else?
Other than that, just general relaxing, gaming, catching up on shows. Went to a birthday party on Saturday. My girlfriend's friend's another dirty 30.
Good Lord.
It was pretty fun.
Did you plan this one too? Did you work on the planning for this one too?
No.
No, we just showed up.
Just showed up. I think I saw some of the pictures.
K-pop party because they love K-pop. I like K-pop, but not much.
They had a DJ in the house just playing K-pop all night long, which is fine. I don't mind K-pop. It's you can get going.
Oh god.
You had a shot.
Yeah, well, I did have two.
Yeah, but after a shot, one shot, you were.
It was.
We're talking a shot or 8 shots?
No, A as in A.
Okay.
No.
Because I was like,
2 shots.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know where the rum shot came from because I didn't have a rum shot. I had a vodka shot.
Captain Morgan.
I didn't touch the rum. I've had very bad experiences with rum, and never again will I touch rum. But vodka, tequila, and everything in between, pass it up to me.
Yeah, that works. Of course, drink responsibly. Gotta make sure we get our public announcement on that.
Yeah.
You don't want to be, this is a family show.
There's other ways to get around.
No texting and driving.
Yes. No texting, no driving, no drinking, no
No
driving.
calling and driving.
Unless your car has voice command.
Nope.
Yes.
All right.
But that's it. Just the birthday party. Finished up my novel. And then just the general 9 to 5.
9 to 5. All right. Yeah. Mine was crazy.
What's crazy?
Well, Saturday was the Zombie 3 event at Ballahack Airsoft.
I was thinking about that all weekend. Was that zombie event?
Oh, it was a blast. We'll get into that, but actually got some feedback from a couple listeners who are on the airsoft field.
Okay.
So gonna try to incorporate that. Yes. Am I too loud? I'm sorry. I don't mean to be too loud.
So
Don't be excited.
All right.
I know it's hard, but
you know,
if you're
you're
gonna be
proud
excited,
of this
I'm
moment.
proud.
You're proud of this
fun.
moment.
Well,
Bolsterous.
Here's the thing, though. It was that there was a special guest out.
Yes.
Another YouTuber and airsofter, House Gamers,
Okay.
came down from Canada.
Okay.
And spent the day on the spent the weekend on the field.
Okay. That's
Got to
cool.
meet him and talk to him. Really nice guy, as well as just the overall atmosphere of the people participating. I mean, it was nuts. Sunday was a little subdued because some rain rolled in, but also Agents of Short didn't happen.
Oh.
So I don't have an Agents of Short update this time.
Sadness right here. That's my favorite group.
I know. You're liking to see what kind of what the craziness of Agents of Short is.
Yeah, the short people follow short people, so keep it even.
That's fair. But those were my big things for this past week,
Okay.
and of course, doing all the studio stuff. Got out a bonus episode of content from back when we did episode 15. There was we talked for so long.
Yeah, there was a lot of discussions on that. A lot of us.
And I kept them. I stitched them together because last few weeks we've been testing the whole streaming and video recording.
Oh yeah.
So been trying to work on that editing and learn video editing. That's a steep learning curve.
Oh yeah.
Audio editing I could pick up on. Video editing,
Sounds like
that's going to need a
lot
little
of
more
syncing
work.
issues, especially.
Yeah, because it was Yeah, it was all the fun. But yeah, that was so this week I think we'll kind of perk things up because it's Halloween.
Yeah.
And because now that we have this recording going, we're probably going to post the VOD as a test. And on Sunday, the audio versions of this and last week's episode will both be released. So I said it. I committed to it. I'll make it happen.
We have the commitment and the technology.
Yes. Lots of technology. So I think with that, we can roll into first thing, which is our movie reviews.
The movie review.
All right. So, what movie are we reviewing this week?
Well, this was another buddy to buddy film review with the U.
Oh yes, that's right. I actually
round
joined you
3.
for this one.
So Scuba and Rye round 3 for Zombieland DoubleTap.
Oh yes. So start off with give us the Rye perspective.
So Zombieland DoubleTap is a sequel to a film that came out 10 years ago exactly in 2009 called Zombieland. It's a film that generated a lot of critic and fan buzz because it did a different spin on the genre, the first film. Because the typical zombie...
What genre? The zombie film genre
zombie
or
film...
horror genre or comedy genre?
It took all three and made it into one of its own unique spin.
And
because...
if I remember right, when this first came out, Jesse Eisenberg really wasn't that big.
No, because this is about the time his name was getting out there because of The Social Network and a few other projects. So when this came out, I mean, other than the big name of Woody Harrelson at the time, the other three were just up and comers.
Okay.
But when that came out, it kind of sparked a fire in the genre because the zombie films coming out were the typical ones that you would expect.
Yeah.
People running for their lives, the slow-moving zombies and stuff. This one added that spin of comedy and a little bit of satire of the genre. So
Okay.
It was very low-key. It kept the premise very simple and straightforward, but it was the combination of the dialogue and the characters that made the first film great.
Okay.
So going into the second one, there was a hope. There's been a 10-year gap. And a lot of times when studios try to bring back a franchise that has been gone for so long, it can fall flat on its face, like Zoolander 2. So, and why that usually happens is because at the time, that film made sense at the time. So can the original group, the actors, actresses, director, and writer can bring it back to the same kind of praise and acclaim that the first one had.
Okay.
And coming out of the film, I would say yes. This film was generally funny a lot of laugh out loud moments from beginning to end. It played a lot with the genre again, but what made this one, for my opinion, a little bit different but better in its own way is that it recognized what kind of film it was. So it attacked the zombie genre as well as the horror genre through a sense of self-awareness. So a lot of the wisecracking between the main four, Woody Harrelson, Jesse Eisenberg, Emma Stone, and Abigail Breslin, the main four, it was smart, it was witty, it was sharp and on point, but it was straight up hilarious. Yeah. Because every one-liner had a point to either tying back to the original or making fun of the genre itself. So that core element made the film enjoyable. Yeah. So, what do you see in the second one?
As we said, it's like for me, the fact that the film is self-aware. Yeah. And it just plays with it. It doesn't try to take it, because you see some of these post-apocalyptic films. Yeah. It's like, let's be all serious or whatever. This one, it's like it realized it became a cult hit. Yeah. And it's like, let's not be overly serious. Yeah. Let's take it as it is. We're going to have some fun with it. Oh, yeah. And the overall fun, you could tell the actors had fun. Oh, yeah. Had fun. Or at least their performances indicated that fun, because nothing's gonna get past that whole opening sequence walking up on the White House.
Yo,
that bit where Woody Harrelson spears a zombie, just that look of sheer joy on his face.
That opening scene was the epitome of each of the characters, and it individualized who they are, but also showed them a slight growth from the first film to the second film. Because it's all about their group as a family and how they interact with each other. And one thing that you recognize in this film is that their strengths complement each other's weakness. So it comes out when somebody is fallen, that slight endearment comes out in some of the conversations they have in between. The one good thing about the film is that like you said, it recognized what it is. It's a road trip journey. Typical road trip journey outline with zombies filled in, a little bit action, and just some random encounters with new characters. So it doesn't try to veer away or try to deeply explain anything. It pretty much, this is what we are, we recognize it, let's throw in a few jokes and have some fun.
Oh yeah. So obviously what were things that were kind of, because despite the fact the film was very enjoyable, there were some flaws with the film.
There were some flaws.
But I don't think the flaws. I don't think the flaws are flaws in anything other than we know what kind of film this is. Yeah. So you're gonna have some of those just inherent predictability arcs. You have this. You know how this is going to end.
That's the one thing that was very obvious. Is because it
wasn't
kept
taking itself seriously.
Yeah, it was not taking itself seriously. It was keeping to a simple road trip journey kind of outline, so you know where the film was going. Basically, the three, Tallahassee, Columbus, and Wichita, are going after Little Rock because Little Rock left the group with a hippie. And that whole bit with the hippie, Berkeley was his name. Every time that name came up, Woody Harrelson character Tallahassee would go ape crazy. And it was just, if you can see Scuba's reaction, yes, it was so hilarious. So, what some of the weaknesses, they were obvious, but they weren't dragging. Like a lot of rehashing of prior plot elements. It was pretty obvious that they didn't have a lot of material, so they had to keep going back to the well, as you would say. But it didn't deter from the film. They did it in spots, and the other thing is that they did by being self-aware of the genre. That means that you're going to put an open eye on the typical tropes of the genre. Okay. So when you do that, you notice the one-dimensional of certain new characters. You notice exactly how the film is going to end. So it kind of takes away from that draw of shock or twists.
Okay. Cool. So what are we calling it?
Okay. Well, in the end, the overall enjoyment of being with these characters again the satirical element of playing against the genre, and just some of the bits in the film from the whole Tallahassee going ape crazy against Berkeley, the minivan, and just when they finally come across their doppelgangers. There's just some stuff that they do.
Luke Wilson,
and I forget the other guy's name.
He's the Verizon guy.
Yeah, he's the Verizon guy, but that's
he's the Verizon guy, and he was the lawyer in King of Monsters.
Yeah. So yeah. Oh man, that just makes me remind me about it. Okay. Anyways,
yes, the doppelgangers.
The doppelgangers. So
before we get into the rating, what about Rosario Dawson? Joining the cast.
I think joining the cast, it was a great addition, but they didn't really do a lot with her. She was just kind of there as just a pit stop for somebody.
Okay.
That's all I'm gonna leave it as. But anyways, just overall, it's a return that shines that if you do a film right and do it justice, it doesn't matter how long it's been since the first one. If you cherish the material, it can come out pretty great. So I gave it a 3.5 out of 5. I think it's fun and enjoyable. I don't think it's a complete full price film, but it is worth a matinee.
Okay.
3.5 out of 5.
Yeah, 3.5 out of 5. You know, still, I would probably call it I'd probably call it just for the enjoyment factor, because
you enjoyed the heck out of this movie. I was more happy that you enjoyed it.
I was concerned because I have a thing with really corny movies or stuff that really it's so blatant with some of the tropes it plays on. You could lose something in it and it would turn me off. This one, it was just this was fun.
Yeah.
So I called it a fun movie. I feel it's a fun movie. So as a fun movie, I'd give it a 4.
Yeah.
Just because I had a lot of fun watching it.
Oh yeah.
So
I have no quarrels with that. It's this film was fun. I'm not going to spoil anything, but there's just a lot of
check it out. It's totally worth watching, especially because it's Halloween this week.
Oh yes, so
it's a great Halloween film.
It is a good film to represent Halloween in a different sense of the word.
Yes,
so, goes against the grain, and sometimes going against the grain is a good thing.
Mm-hmm. So we covered movies, and what you got for us on the TV front?
The TV front, I got a variety of things, but the big thing is that HBO just brought to the small screen, if you want to call it that, the small screen, a new version of a famed comic book, graphic novel, Watchmen.
Okay.
So they are doing a TV series on there, which is actually taking place after the comics. So it's considered a direct sequel to the comics, not the Zack Snyder film, the comics. So, sorry.
Somebody forgot to turn off his notifications.
Da 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 da. But basically, what this this series, it takes place 34 years after the events of the comic series, and it focuses on a group of vigilantes out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. So the first 2 episodes, you follow a character by the name of Angela Alvar, but she also goes by the name of Sister Night. It's played by Regina King. And from events that happen in the first episode, it leads into a mysterious plot that involves a group in Tulsa, a white supremacist group called the 7th Cavalry, and they have ties. They get a lot of inspiration from Rorschach. So what ties this series to the comics are the subtleties of the world. There's bits and pieces and things that happen throughout both episodes that tie back to the comics.
Mm-hmm.
It's not very overtly blatant, and what I like about the series so far is that it's just dropping tea leaves. It's dropping just loose ends connectivity. So the way the series I'm seeing it's going to happen is everything's going to converge on something.
Okay.
So because the big name in there, Jeremy Irons, he plays Adrian Veidt, which everybody knows as Ozymandias from the comics. So there are scenes that take place away from the main story that focus on him, but you really don't know what it involves. But it's going to tie to something.
And where can we find this one?
This is on HBO.
Okay.
So far, I'm quite enjoying it. It's very slow and methodical. So if you don't like slow building, if you don't like stories that make you think, it's not for you. Because it doesn't.
It's not as fast paced as.
No, it's not fast paced. It doesn't spoon feed you all the material. It pretty much starts off at a point to where you have to know the comics to know all the subtleties around it, but at the same time, as a story itself, you can pick up on.
Okay.
So
anything else on TV side?
On the TV side, I'm also started watching Preacher the final season. So I'm watching a couple episodes of that. And also, I finished up the first season of Peaky Blinders on Netflix.
What is
Peaky Blinders is a British crime drama, and it focuses on the Shelby crime family set after World War I in Birmingham, England.
No, keep going.
Oh,
stage managers.
Okay. I got distracted. Sorry, guys. But anyway, Peaky Blinders is a series that is a British crime drama that focuses on the Shelby crime family in Birmingham, England after World War One. The main actor is Cillian Murphy, and he plays Tommy Shelby. He's the head of the Shelby family. So right now, the first season focused on them trying to become legalize their gambling for horse racing. But at the same time, there was bubbling under the surface a little bit of, a typical mafia crime drama elements. The first season was really good. It's only 6 episodes, but the first season was really great. It helped build the world, build the characters, and you understand each person's importance in the family.
Okay.
So it kind of layers the foundation for the rest of the seasons. There's 5 seasons. So there's a lot more seasons come and a lot more treachery to happen.
Nice.
So.
Alrighty. So that's good on our reviews. Next up is our weekly State of Game.
State of Game.
Let's see. Starting with video games, because, video games are fun. Video games are great.
Video games make life great.
And I really do need to sit down and start playing Outer Worlds now that you told me it was on Game Pass.
Yeah. I didn't. It was a game that was on my radar because we mentioned it a while back, and I didn't really pay too much attention because I got a ton of games. Not to mention just on Game Pass, just let alone in the drawer, where how I open up and I'm like, oops, there's Watch Dogs 2, But when I saw it was on Game Pass, I was just like, let me click this download button real fast. But I haven't touched it yet because I'm still working through a couple other games.
Yes, so tell us, how is the Trek Across Pandora?
Trek Across Pandora. I have actually, like I said, I got the last artifact. So right now, I'm just working my way back through side missions.
Okay.
So I'm just kind of leveling up my character, getting more skills, covering areas that I might have missed. So it's been pretty fun because I've been finding a lot more, the big thing about Borderlands is the guns. And oh my goodness, I have found some great guns that I've been using. So yeah, just having fun with the guns.
Alright, and the last game you were working on also was Forza. Any updates on the Forza?
Horizon, the only last thing I did, I customized my 2 vehicles.
Okay.
So I spent pretty much half a night customizing them because, being an artist, you want to make sure every little nook and cranny looks great.
Yes,
especially in that game. I also snuck in the new Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
That's right. You had mentioned on Friday that was a very interesting story.
Oh yeah, it was a very interesting story. So I went to go pick up Call of Duty for me and my brother, and when I went to the cash register, went there. I went and got my discount because of the gamer program I'm part of. And then the guy's like, "Oh, wait a minute." He goes around the corner, comes back, is like, "You get a free gift card." I was like, "Huh." I asked him why. He's like, he doesn't know why.
Just the system said give you a gift card.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was like, so not to mention I got a free gift card. So yay me. But I played a couple matches online, trying to get the rust off, and I am pretty rusty because I haven't played a Call of Duty game in quite some time. But the only reason I picked it up because Modern Warfare was one of my favorite iterations of the series.
Yeah.
So far, even though I'm kind of rusty online, I can get my kills. I can do what. The one thing I've been playing a lot is Ground Wars. It's a massive multiplayer where it's a huge group against one huge group, and you have to take over areas on the map. So it mimics.
I've heard some of the people over at Ballahack talk about that.
Oh yeah.
I think a bunch of them were in the beta, and they were just really kind of loving that craziness of that.
It's so crazy and insane, but it's so fun. Even though I'm dying all over the place, it's fun because you're working as a team to take over territories. You get control of vehicles and all this other kind of stuff. So
sweet.
How about you? What's the state of game for you?
State of game for me. No video games at the moment, other than playing Lemmings on my phone. But that's a time killer. Didn't have any tabletop games this weekend because it was something came up and we had to cancel Agents of Short. But probably the big thing was the zombie event at Ballahack.
Okay.
And that was, like I said, that was nuts.
Oh yeah, that was something I've been looking forward to hearing.
All right, so let's kind of dive into that.
Okay.
Now, you want to hear this too, don't you? Oh, I'm too loud. Still? Wow, that's like normally I'm so quiet.
You're so gentle. Very, very gentle.
No, I've had people at work tell me, it's like, I can't tell you're here, you're so quiet. I guess you gotta get me going. I don't know. Alright.
Whenever we were working the station, you weren't that quiet.
Oh yeah, I run the admin station? No.
No. When we were running the admin station, we were loud and proud.
Mm-hmm. Alright. So, alright, let's see if I can get a flatter tone here.
Yes.
So, all right. So had to show up by quarter after 7 because we're expecting a lot of people, and there were a lot of people. And we had people parked in the main parking. We had the auxiliary parking, and then we had the auxiliary parking.
There's auxiliary parking. Okay.
Yeah. Right.
Mud pit.
Yeah, I'm not putting my voice.
Oh no! The ammo depot was full, and then people were parking in front. And they closed off the area around the White House. They put parking there, and it was full.
It must have been fun trying to get out of there. No.
It's actually fairly easy getting. It's
getting in, getting out.
Well, yeah, it was. It was
I have
overall.
to take your word for it.
Overall, because I'm not gonna talk about that.
Okay.
But, it was getting out there, and people had camped out there the night before.
Really?
You could do that.
Okay, that's cool.
I roll up in there. Of course, the sun is just barely rising or whatever, and I'm looking in the distance, and in the LZ, I see the fire pit. And it's like Phoenix and crew are hanging out there. Not that that's a surprise to anybody.
Nope. I go for breakfast. He cooks amazing breakfast.
If I had known that, I'll wait for that for Rev, because I'm doing Rev.
Yes.
I'm not. Anyways.
Yeah. Zombies.
So
start getting the whole. It's like me and 2 other people are running chrono, getting everybody tested through. We're just rolling through, trying to do this. We burned through like 6 rolls of tape for barrel tapes because it's just going through everything, and then we get ready to get starting and getting into first phase.
Okay.
So we have 4 groups, right?
Okay.
Now, it was roughly 500 people on the field, and it was huge.
Is that a lot for Ballahack?
Your average weekends, you can have like 200 or so. These big events,
okay,
much more. So we had 4 groups. We had the 3 groups of survivors, and then there was a group which was the all-day zombies. Right, which we've talked about before. These are people. They're it doesn't cost anything for them to be an all-day zombie.
Yeah.
They just come and be a zombie. We had 2 guys who were the zombie wranglers.
Zombie wranglers, okay.
They were basically the command and control element, right? Because you had your zombies had 3 levels. You had green, orange, and red. If they were green, they were walking. If they were orange, they could trot. If they were red, we're talking 28 days later, get out of the way.
Yeah, they're track runners.
Right? They will charge. Injury on set?
Oh.
All right.
You popped. Not a good idea.
Okay. All right.
So-
Zombies.
All right, so as Chris is getting everybody situated, it's like, okay, we have our 3 groups, orange, pink, and blue, or orange, yellow, and blue. You have here's your things, and it's like, all right, I need volunteers. Half of you will be zombies this phase, the other half will be survivors, and then we'll flip flop for phase 2.
Okay.
And there was no incident where nobody and not did their part, because it's an honor system, and that's what makes the community of Ballahack so fun. Is there's an overall honor system that everybody follows.
That's a great thing I always hear about in our conversation, is that honor system.
It's great. So, and like I said, we House Gamers came down to visit, and who's there to play. So, get into phase 1, and it's watching the players go through. And there was a couple of really like, whoa, this is nuts, because it's like your zombies. It's like you have this whole area littered with zombies, and it's like, oh hey, when the Wrangler says y'all can go orange or go red, it's like seeing them all rise and start going. It's like, ooh, it's a little nerve-wracking.
They're just like,
And on top of that, we had juggernauts.
Do the juggernauts have to wear something special?
No, these juggernauts actually did wear something special, because they could just go through. The one of the guys, he was dressed all in green, had like a Mandalorian mask and all green foam, and had a couple of these fake chains, one with a foot, one with a hand dangling off of it. So
That
you
looks
see
kinda
him
scary.
walk around, he'd be like, I thrive off survivors. It's like, then there was another one. This cat, he was dressed in a cosplay armor that he built, I'm guessing, and it was Spartan armor from Halo. This is like the Halo 5 Spartan armor.
He built that for the 10-year anniversary for Ballahack.
Ah, okay. Yeah, because it was that.
Correct.
So, now this cat, not only is he dressed in this armor and walking around, but he carries around this Bluetooth speaker. So it's like, you see him walking, and you're hearing this noise as he walks, and it's like there are points there got these survivors all huddled up around Connex boxes, keeping a watch. All of a sudden, the Juggernaut walks around behind one and walks toward. Everybody goes, Juggernaut, run! And they just scatter.
Yeah.
Because he just can't run.
Yeah.
But in fact, he could just walk and is unstoppable. It's like no amount of shooting is going to take this guy down.
So it's just like wasting bullets trying to take him down.
Yeah, I think it's Juggernauts. I'm thinking like Nemesis from Resident Evil.
Yeah, that's kind of scary.
Is the one that's just the thing I think about. Is you played Resident Evil Nemesis or whatever. That creature's coming and you're just like, I'm getting out of here. Get it.
It's one of those things where you just want to run, duck, and cover. So.
But everybody was having fun. We were sitting there. And then we get through phase 2, and then we go into phase 2. Phase 1 ends, and we all go back to the barn to hydrate, reload, because, it gets a little hot running around.
Yeah.
Well, people are out there. They got their grills going. This one group gave me and a few of the other marshals hamburgers that cooked right on the spot.
Hamburgers.
It gets better.
Okay.
It does get better. It gets better. So then we start getting into phase 2. Now, phase 2 is we flip. The people who were survivors for phase 1 are now zombies for phase 2. Right?
Okay.
So now we kind of go into this. And this, I think, is the phase that House Gamers did his time as a zombie, which was cool, right? And I didn't get to see him much because he was out and about, but talking with him afterwards, he said that he was doing a lot of trying to encourage other people, and everybody was really welcoming of him. So get into phase 2, and so each phase, the survivors have to gather supplies. Phase 1, they had to gather medical supplies and generators. And there's 8 of each scattered around. And there's 5 bunkers. So they have to go and get these supplies and take them to the bunkers. Now, all the bunkers are clearly identified with a banner. It says, from Elite Force, it says bunker. Once you get all 5 resources in the bunker is active, and 10 survivors can survive.
Okay.
The third phase.
Okay.
So first phase, your objective is to find generators and medical supplies, and they're marked.
Okay.
And get them to there. Second phase, you have to find food and water.
I'm assuming they're marked too.
Yes, the generators were these like shipping containers,
okay,
like Pelican case type shipping containers,
okay,
and they would have like stickers of like name brand generator types like Honda, Generac, yada. The medical supplies obviously had a taped cross on it, so good to go. And they were varying sizes. The food were these cardboard boxes with the food pyramid on them. Now the water was an actual gallon jug of water. So this is funny because when survivors are sure that or want to verify they're on track, they call one of us marshals over. We'll go and we'll inspect and give you a thumbs up, thumbs down.
Okay.
So I'm going to a couple of these bunkers, and they're like, hey, do we have everything? And I look inside. It's like, okay, you've got a generator, you got a medical supply, you got a red drum, and a blue drum. No, those aren't it. You got to keep looking. So we're getting into the second phase, and it's like I start going around and checking the various bunkers just because I want to get a sit rep on how everything's going.
Yeah.
1 bunker out of 5 had all 4 items, but at the end of the second phase. 1 bunker.
That sounds.
The rest of them only had like 2 of one or 2 of another. They didn't have all 4 because you needed all 4 going into the third phase. The third phase was you had to find fuel and get these fuel canisters to the bunkers to activate them. So, second phase it's going through. There's a sort of the climax of the second phase. All the zombies are congregating around the MiG. They're about to go over the MiG and down the path to the halfback bunker to get the survivors that are holding up at the halfback bunker. And turns out, I guess, they got some Chick-fil-A sandwiches. So we're having Chick-fil-A. So one of the marshals brings out the one I'm in. One's for me. So I'm standing by the MiG watching these zombies and survivors eating a chicken sandwich. And at the end, it's like, a couple people are like, wow, this is definitely something, isn't it? And I'm like, this is fun. I'm loving being out here. This is hilarious fun.
I'm sad that I missed it.
Oh, yes.
This is the first Z event that I have not been at.
Well, that's sad.
Yes.
Third phase. So we got first phase, we got second phase. Third phase. All day zombies and all the survivors. And couple points during the second phase, the zombie wranglers pulled all the zombies back to a particular point on the field because the survivors hadn't gotten their supplies where they needed to go.
Yeah.
Because it's survivor versus zombie. And then third phase start, and like I said, they had to get the fuel cans to the bunkers to activate them. Well, the thing is that toward the end, they're going to do a no ammo call where we'll blow the whistles, and it's like you have no more ammo. Your airsoft guns no longer exist, and all the zombies have to do is touch you to turn you into a zombie. So it's like it was hilarious because we're sitting there, right, and we make the call. It's like scatter. I mean, everybody just darts in every direction. And then it's like, okay, now we got to check and see who survived, who didn't. The zombies grabbing the remaining humans.
So did they run through the field of zombies?
Yeah, they ran everywhere. The zombies kept growing. There was even diving into the swamp. There was this one cat. Ironically, I called him a cat because he was dressed in a Dr. Seuss Cat in the Hat costume.
Yeah.
That is
I mean, his helmet had like the striped hat all kind of there, and he had the full like onesie.
Yeah.
Well, on the back side of the pond, it goes into the swamp. Well, this guy, he was walking up, and I looked at him, and I'm like, "Are you human or are you a zombie? If you're a zombie, take your flags off." And he darts into the woods. And the 10 zombies standing there follow. It's like, oh, oops. But he apparently thought he was stepping one way and ended up into the water. Came out, and he comes walking by me afterwards. It's like, I'm a soaking wet, drenched cat. And I was like, yes, you are. And there was another bit where it's like, you have these two connexes, right? And there's the Westro connex, and then there was a connex that goes toward the tower.
Yeah.
Well, I had a group of 8 survivors stacked up on this connex. There's one survivor on Westro, and then there's a zombie kneeling there, right? Well, the survivor walks by. The zombie gets up, grabs the flag off of him. And I'm standing in between these. So it's like he grabs the flag and it's down. And the guy's like, oh, man. And then the 8 of them are like, wait a minute. Are you alive? And the zombie does this. They all just go. All 8 of them in a firing line. It's just like, wow. Some of the really cool costumes I saw was somebody who was a full-on Jason.
Oh, that's cool.
Right? There was somebody who had a full-on Freddy Krueger. And we had this leather-faced dude. He had like this fake chainsaw, but the mask he wore was cool because it had like a detachable face. So he would just pull the face down, and all of a sudden you'd see like this background muscle thing. Then there was creepy clowns and stuff going on, and it was just these weird costumes people wore for the zombie part. It was great. It was so much fun watching everybody just kind of randomly go around, and there wasn't any serious injuries. Everybody had fun. It was a great day.
Yeah.
It was a really great day.
That sounded like a very, very fun and eventful kind of day.
Yes. So
even for those that don't play, have fun.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Even being there, it just sounds
all
like
that running around you're doing, it's just great.
It's not even that. It's the people that don't even go on the field have fun as well.
Oh
People sitting in the parking lot, like the parents of the kids, they have fun. So
I would think just
Speaking
being a spectator would be
okay,
fun.
check it. So at the end of the day, they do, because it's a special event, they do raffles, right?
Okay.
Well, we have our guest, House Gamers, right? So at the end of the raffles, he goes to they have everybody in front of the briefing nest. He goes behind the crowd, puts his back to the crowd, and starts to do a promo video about his time out there, right?
Yeah.
So he showed us this. It was hilarious because at the time I was coming out of the barn, so I caught the end of this. But he lifted the camera up to see the background, and then ran because he was like chased by zombies, right? Well, they caught him, right? And when they caught him, his phone flew out of his hand. But here's the cool thing: one of the players catches it and puts it right in to continue filming. It is the coolest shot I've seen in a long time, and it was just, again, that community, that honor system, that friendship.
Yeah, just great. helping one another is a very good thing.
But if you want to see more of the shenanigans and the craziness, go to Ballahack's Facebook page. Okay. Look at their photo album for ZIII. You will see all of these characters that I described, and the overall fun. And I can't wait for the videos to get posted because there was video taken.
That would be a very, very fun video. We'll see.
The next major event that I know of is Rev in December. that I am so looking forward to being a part of for finally as well.
You haven't been to a Rev.
No, I've never done Rev.
You will actually like Rev, Ryan.
Okay.
From what I've saw, because I sat down and go to YouTube, go to Swamp Sniper, check out Rev 9. I watched all of the Rev 9 videos and saw this thing for Rev, and it's like, oh, this is fun. Because unlike normal gameplay where people are like these objectives and whatnot, Rev is all RP. You have a town, you have a storefront, you have a radio guy, you have all these things, and these quests people hand out to do various things. There's a guy.
That sounds fun.
And it's
you
like
can buy candy from bottle caps.
Yeah, currency's bottle caps.
That's funny.
Don't bring your own; you might get shot.
Yes, there was somebody who tried to counterfeit bottle caps last year. It did not last well. But ammo is you choose who to shoot when to shoot. It isn't just go off on it, but it's this whole role play experience of trying to get this, that, and the other.
Yeah, that does sound appealing.
Yeah, it's from what I understand, it's probably
dress the part.
Yes, there are people, some serious Mad Max. There was a guy I saw in the videos. He showed up for Z, and the outfit I recognized him from Rev. But from what I'm told, if you thought Zombie was nuts with 500 peeps, Rev is more, and it's 2 days, and this is their 10th Rev, so we're talking anniversary stuff. I can't wait. I just can't wait. As I hear more, I will talk about it here as well, of course. But yeah. Okay.
Breathe in.
Breathe in, breathe out.
Woosah.
Excited.
Woosah.
Alrighty. Moving on, our news pieces.
News pieces, since it's Halloween.
Since it's Halloween, we're doing Halloween-themed stories.
Halloween-themed
so,
all the way.
Which one do I want to do first? Do we want to do... Well, I guess we can do the first one. It's like... So when you think Halloween, we're thinking trick-or-treating, right? Right.
Yeah, trick-or-treating, you go house to house, and being a kid in a costume, you want to go get as much candy as you can.
Well, we have this article you found us from the Daily Meal.
Yep.
Oh. Yep. Ballahack. Love it. Oh, so much better. All right. We have this article from the Daily Meal, and it is the 25 most popular Halloween candies in America. I think before we read the list, we should say what our favorite Halloween candy is.
Anybody listening, pause the video, make a list. See if you're proper. Before these two even start. Okay. Continue.
Okay. Well, my favorite candy to get on Halloween was always either Kit Kat or Skittles. And it's just the mini Kit Kats. Because if you get a lot of those mini Kit Kats, you can just pop them in. So.
Oh, yeah. For me, it's always been Reese's. Reese's is always my top one. Obviously, Skittles is going to say Skittles is her favorite.
Yeah, obviously.
Me too.
She did 2 trunk or treats this past weekend.
Yeah.
And she's got like 3 gallons worth of candy just from the trunk or treats. I kind of feel bad because
you should let her know that sharing is caring.
Well, I told her she's got a dentist appointment for a cleaning on Thursday, which is Halloween.
You should do that video about parents ate the kids' candy for Halloween.
Well, I'm trying to not eat the candy because I'm trying to lose weight. But
prank.
Oh yeah. Well, this is what I told her. This is what I told her. The amount of candy you get to keep is directly proportional to the number of cavities the dentist tells me you have.
Hey, good parenting. That's good.
That look of shock on her face when I said it was worth it.
Yeah, she's probably like, no.
She was a bit of that. Yeah.
All right. All right. So, What about our studio groups? What's your favorites?
Candy corn.
Candy corn?
I want to throw something at your face.
And
But
believe it or not,
I'm just.
candy corn is only reason I like that is sentimental.
Well, yeah, it's
That's pretty much the only thing is because it's sentimental for my family.
yeah, it's a very themed candy, so I can understand why people like
It's not even
it.
that. It's themed for my.
But in the general sense,
Yeah.
it's a very themed candy.
But yeah, outside of that, I don't know. Everything. Chocolate.
Anything chocolate. Okay.
How about the ghost over here?
What's your Twix?
Yeah.
For Halloween.
Right. Left Twix, left Twix or right Twix?
Both.
Okay.
I can't pick.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-oh.
She just takes it all, you know.
Yeah.
Well, you know, there's that whole marketing campaign. It's like, which one's better? Left is better than right, or right's better than left. It's like, really? It's the same.
It's the same.
Just
All right.
pick it up and eat it, people. Come
Yeah.
on. Or just give it to me. I'll eat it.
But yeah, checking out this list. Let's see.
Do you want to just go down the list?
Yeah, let's go down. Why don't you take number 25?
Number 25 on the list of the 25 most popular Halloween candies in America, as reported by DailyMeal.com, is Milk Duds.
Roughly 9,732 pounds is sold during Halloween.
All right, what's
Good Lord.
What's
All
number
right.
24, Scuba?
24 is Lifesavers.
An oldie but goodie, as they reported, quote, an average of 11,987 pounds of Lifesavers are sold for the holidays, end quote.
All right, number 23.
Almond Joy.
32,700 pounds.
That's a lot of candy, man.
All right, next we have Three Musketeers.
Number 22.
Oh, wow.
There's a did you know here. Quote, did you know that from 1932 to 1945, each package of Three Musketeers contained 3 different flavored pieces, chocolate, strawberry, and vanilla, end quote.
What? Something I should be seeing or what? Oh. Okay. Alright, 21 is Lemonheads.
Lemonheads. That's a lot of pounds of candy right there.
Yeah. What was number 20?
Number 20 is Blow Pops.
Okay.
It's number 19.
19 is Double Bubble.
Oh yeah, Double Bubble. It has a taste of,
150,000 pounds.
that's a lot of gum.
Oh, wait, here's yours.
Oh, number 18 is Kit Kat. Oh yeah, love me some Kit Kat.
172,000 pounds.
What's number 17?
Twix. Hers is higher ranked than yours.
Oh my goodness, I'm so sad. Not really. But number 16 is Swedish Fish.
Oh, Lord. Number 15, Milky Way.
Milky Way. A good trick or treat.
Okay. 14, Hershey Mini Bars. What was 13?
Taffy.
All right. 12, Butterfingers.
Number 11 is Jolly Ranchers.
Number 10, Hershey Kisses.
Hershey Kisses.
Did you know over 70 million Hershey Kisses are produced every day?
That is pretty crazy indeed.
All right.
Number 9 is Sour Patch Kids.
Number 8, Tootsie Pops.
Number 7, Hot Tamales.
Number 6, Saladin's favorite, candy corn.
It's pretty high on the list, but we'll take it.
Number 5.
Is Starburst.
All right.
No, did you guys expect any of them that
Um,
were in
I
the list so far?
everything that's on the list. The only thing so far on the list that I didn't expect to see was Hot Tamales, because I never, for my time at getting candy as a kid and handing out candy, I've rarely ever seen these in a bag.
Yeah, I don't see them much.
So that was the surprise one on the list when I came across it. Candy corn, I wasn't surprised it was on the list, and I was not surprised it was high. So.
All right. So
Now, are you guys ready for the top 5?
Number 5. What is number 5, Scuba?
number 5 is Starburst. Number 4.
Number 4 is Snickers.
Yay.
Number 3.
Number 3 is M&M's.
I keep thinking about the new caramel M&M commercial they show at the theater. It's like, and now they're caramel, and the door opens. It's just the boots, and it's like, and you see the whole row of them standing there, all licking their fingers. It's like, what
Try to
happened?
explain that to a kid. What's happening there?
A good new flavor out there: hazelnut M&Ms. What's number
Sure
2?
they don't have pumpkin spice.
Number 2 is mine, Reese's.
Reese's is number 2, and number 1,
Skittles.
Taste the rainbow, people.
Coming out of the
Now, how
giraffe.
much is that one?
Oh god.
Okay.
What is the?
They're okay.
They're also the top-selling candy with 3.3 million pounds sold on average. And while Skittles reigns supreme as the most popular Halloween candy of the 2010s, the most popular candies over the last 80 years is a lot different. So check that list out on your own.
Yeah, there's a whole other list, but right now, today, number 1 is Skittles.
Alrighty.
Your
Skittles will be happy.
Yeah.
Skittles will be happy.
Oh yes.
Give her a bag of Skittles.
She's got a whole bowl
4.
full of them now.
I need to go find that bowl.
I'm gonna steal it.
I guess we'll raid the candy afterwards.
It's gonna go.
Bye.
Oh, Gesundheit.
Kanzun type people.
Alrighty, so our other Halloween thing we're going to talk about is we're going to kind of do our own kind of rapid, kind of a off the cuff, off the top of your head, top 5 favorite Halloween things, whether it's movies, games. What's your top 5 Halloween things?
Top 5 Halloween things. Well, just things in general, or just
things you've played, things that you've experienced that just kind of reign up there.
Okay. Well, number 5 is always what am I gonna dress up every year? As I've been a wide range of variety of characters, everything from Maid Marian to Jackie Kennedy to Assassin from Assassin's Creed to Ninja. So, and this year is going to be something different too. I'm going to be a Victorian vampire, so more gothic looking.
Oh, cool.
So,
for me, I would say it's probably definitely some of the games over the last few years, Halloween wise, for like the video game, like Left Alive, and some of those action adventure horror games.
there's a lot of good action.
Those are always fun to do for Halloween.
Oh yeah. Well, speaking of games, number 4 would be when I first played Resident Evil 2 on the PlayStation. That is, to this day, the scariest game I ever played, because I will never forget when I first came across the liquor in that game. I literally turned the game off and threw my controller. And it took me 2 days before I actually put the game back in and started, because I had to start all the way back from the beginning.
You did.
Trick or treat. I got the treat.
Yeah, we got our candy.
So,
Really? Smarties? Skittles. No, you're the smarty boy.
so what's number 4 Halloween thing?
Number 4 thing for me would be the movies, the various Halloween movies I've seen.
Yeah.
Not like Halloween like Michael Myers, but just the overall amount of horror films. Like one of my favorites is Ernest Scared Stupid, because it's just so kind of out there fun.
Oh yeah.
And then of course you have your slasher film type deals. So.
Oh yeah. Well, outside of those like 2 main things, costume and then playing Resident Evil 2 for the first time, 3, 2, 1 is just 3 horror films that.
What in the world? Oh, the pictures.
No.
Vampires sound like it. Dude, I need a virtual pun jar for you. You know who I'm talking about. You made the pun.
Dun, dun, dun.
Virtual pun jar. God, where were we?
Okay,
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, 3, 2, 1. I'm just gonna put in like 3 films, like top 3 films that I consider are good horror films, and they're spread across the genres. There's not like a number 1, but it's just the 3 that are really important to me for horror. One is a Korean horror. It's like the quintessential.
Where's that chat so I can watch it?
The quintessential, I think a great foreign horror film. It's a Korean horror called A Tale of Two Sisters. That is a very great horror film. Putting a spin on the genre, which is a horror comedy, that would be Cabin in the Woods. If you've never seen Cabin in the Woods,
Peter Jackson's horror film.
Yeah. And then just one that is a different take on horror because it has a very social political take, but it's like one of the best films I've seen in the last 10 years is Get Out. So 3 different type of horror films, but 3 different enjoyable experiences.
All right. Haven't seen a couple of those. I haven't seen those, so I couldn't comment to those. But for me, what would be the top 3 would be that I've done recently is horror-themed board games.
Horror-themed board games.
All right. Number 3 and 2 would definitely be anything in the whole Eldritch Horror, Elder Sign, all that Cthulhu-inspired board games. Those are just a riot. And call it cliche or whatever for me, but my number 1 thing I love doing is playing D&D, anything dealing with Curse of Strahd, Ravenloft, that whole bit, because years ago, my first dungeon mastering thing was we were doing a run of Ravenloft using 3.5 and then shifted into the 5th edition stuff, and that was just great. Just that whole horror thing. There's so much you can play into for that.
Yeah, I would think that playing horror style board games would definitely bring a good adventure spin.
Yes, especially Barovia. It's just all kinds of crazy, and the way this party ended, and it was a total TPK, and the reason why it's like, it's just nothing but laughs. Alrighty.
Some good picks there.
Some good picks, and hey, everybody's got their opinion, so toss in comments on what you think would be some good ones. Good things for when you think of Halloween activities, Halloween things to do, gaming, games and film and whatnot. So now that we got all that out of the way, now we can get into probably one of our fastest sections.
Yeah, keep it going, keep it smooth.
And that is our odds and ends.
Odds and ends, just random articles we find that seem pertinent to the day.
Yeah, and this time it's all kind of, again, themed. Each of these articles relates to every stuff we've talked about, whether it's zombies, whether it's Halloween, whether it's gaming in general. It's just, this is kind of go. So let's just roll into it. First article in the list that we're going to talk about is Hocus Pocus 2.
Hocus Pocus 2. It's a sequel that's been bubbling as rumors for a long time, but as reported on Collider, Disney's going forward with Hocus Pocus 2 with writer Jen D'Angelo on their new streaming service, Disney Plus.
This is another one of those. It's like it's a good 10, 20 years since this film initially came out.
It's another big gap between the first and the second film, so hopefully they can bring back the magic that sparked it and the nostalgia.
I'm curious because I want to know how they're gonna do a sequel after the way the first one ended.
It's been a while since I've seen the first one ended, but harder than making a sequel to that is bringing back the original cast.
This is fair.
That's going to be a hard thing to do.
All right, so we're talking movies. Let's next one. The new number 1 rated R film in America or the world.
The number 1 rated R film is Joker.
I can't say I'm surprised by this.
As reported on CNN Business, it so far has made roughly $788 million worldwide at the box office, beating Deadpool, which was at 783 million worldwide.
Oh, so it just creeped over there,
Yeah.
like $2 million.
Yeah, it creeped over, but it's still running strong, so it's still got a few more weeks. I mean,
Do you think it'll break $1 billion before it leaves theaters?
Well, it has a chance, but there's a lot of big films coming out, like the new Terminator film, and then you have a few like big Oscar bait films coming out, and Frozen 2 near the end of November. So
that's fair. Okay. Kind of just easing on down. We'll go from movies to TV.
TV, what we got for TV?
What we got for TV is we got Stranger Things Season 4 filming dates and episode count revealed.
As reported on Collider, they have given the filming dates for Season 4. Season 4 is going to be wrapping up filming in August 2020 with the release date around December 2020.
This should be good.
Yeah,
I can't wait for that. I'm on board with this.
I'm so excited for Season 4 just because of how they ended Season 3. It broadened the world. They're pushing past Hawkins, so we'll get to see where they're going to be exploring. And if they
the thing that got me though is this was only 8. It's only an episode count of 8. Isn't it the other one's like 10?
Every season has been 8 episodes.
Oh,
so
really?
they're keeping on track with the same count.
I could have sworn one of the seasons was a couple episodes longer.
I think Season 2 might have been 1 episode longer, but it's been 8 for the first and the third. So far.
All right. Our last 3 stories are Fallout 76 now has a $100 a year subscription service.
It's kind of crazy. IGN reported this launching today as of the 23rd. Quoting on IGN, it'll be priced at $12.99 a month, $99 a year, and Bethesda explains that, quote, a Fallout first membership gets you private worlds for yourself and up to 7 friends, a scrapbook with unlimited storage for craft material, a survival tent that acts as a place fast travel, 1,650 atoms a month for a game shop, an exclusive ranger outfit, and unique icons and emotes, end quote.
I'm not seeing this as...
No, it seems like...
Especially because Fallout 76 did not perform very well at the outset.
It came out the door stumbling and crumbling. Bethesda has been managed to make it enjoyable, and it has a good core following. But when you look at a price of paying that much to play a game, when there's so many other different kind of subscription services that can be enjoyable...
Well, we don't have the article here, but... Microsoft just announced they're having an Xbox thing where it's like you can pay $30 a month for 2 years and get a new Xbox, and then all the stuff and it includes the unlimited Game Pass.
Yeah, Game Pass and games with gold. So
I mean that's like $1,000 worth of stuff for just over the cost of the Xbox.
So yeah, the aim of this kind of subscription is probably to the diehards that have stuck with the game since day one. So they'll be able to keep their crew growing and going.
Yeah, I want to see more perks.
Yeah,
I can't see paying $100 for a particular game subscription, especially $100.
If it was a game in the vein of like WoW or the Final Fantasy or even Lord of the Rings Online, where there's a plethora of content, but for what they have in that game for Bethesda, it's just a shooting themselves in the foot.
All right. Next up is Last of Us Part 2. Release date is delayed till May.
Another report on IGN. It has been delayed to May 29th, 2020. So just a few months later than when it was originally supposed to be released.
Yeah, 3 month delay.
Yeah.
Apparently they need more time to polish the game.
And when it comes to delays in the gaming world, sometimes it's a good thing.
Yeah, so I'm hoping it'll be good. I'm looking forward to it. And our last bit for odds and ends is a article from Kotaku talking about Death Stranding is coming to PC. Yes,
as reported on Kotaku, it will be coming to PC early summer 2020. So PC Master Race, get ready for some Kojima fun.
Yeah.
Whatever that game is, because I still don't know what that game is.
Yeah, I think it's like a survival horror.
Horror. You can pee into a cup to generate life? I don't know, but
This is just weird.
comes out in a week or two, so if it's somewhere I can test a demo or at least get good word of mouth, I might pick it up.
So now that we covered all that, we're going to go ahead and kind of shift gears to our subscriber section.
Moving on.
So, Outro, yeah, working on that. Getting there. See, he's a good stage person right there, man. It's great.
Take it easy.
All right, so where can you find us? Where can you follow us? Where can I find you?
You can find me on Instagram at IncubusTrav. Message, like, fave, everything in between.
All right. You can find me on Twitter at ScubaCod. You can find the studio on Facebook/Scuba Studio. And if you want to send us feedback or topic suggestions and ideas, you can email us at scubastudio@gmail.com. Also, if you like the show and want to support the show, you can do that by going to patreon.com/Scuba Studio. Patreon members will get exclusive content access as well as some contributing voice in the future projects that we're working on. Special shout outs to Volgraza for the artwork and the logo, and soundboards and backgrounds again from Syrinscape. Go to store.syrinscape.com. Shout out to our friends of the show who are listening in, Vol and others.
We appreciate the support.
Yes. So we're going to go ahead and shift this text thing over from the live so we can do our record for our Patreon subscription thing. So other than that, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And we'll see you on the interwebs.
Peace.